Hi Aquarius, welcome to your December 2021 Love and General reading. I am Gemstone Tarot and you are Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers, everybody is welcome. Okay, we are joined, which way do I go? We're joined by one of my cats. This is Princess Leia, who's probably going to sleep through the whole thing and she might snore. I know, she actually does snore. What do we need to know for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers? If this resonates with you, Aquarius, there'll be an extended reading as ever, and the link will be below the video in the destruction box, as they say. Ooh, what's going on with you, Aquarius? Now, we've got a new moon solar eclipse on the 4th of December, and it's in, total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. It seems for you like there is something very, oh wow, that's cool, big happening. I know that doesn't sound very descriptive, but we will get down into it and have a dig. But this feels, yeah, pretty momentous. Right, that's decent. You got some decent cards as well, though. You got some difficult cards. You got some really decent cards. I'm going to have a look at your two overall energy cards, and then we'll have a look at the spread on the table with the second camera. First card you've got, lovely Aquarius, is Judgment. You've got three figures at the bottom of the card, and these usually represent past, present and future. You've got the angel calling the dead out of the graves to be judged. Okay, it's that kind of biblical thing of being judged. When you get Judgment, there is this callback. It's like a callback. It goes back to the past. It can be in the weirdest of ways, you know. Sometimes it can be in the form of people coming back into your life. Exes, old friends, old flames, old acquaintances, randoms, God knows why. You know, people where you think, haven't seen you for 10 years, we were never that good friends, but for some reason I know there's some significance. It feels like you could experience that in December. Now, it's not uncommon, especially if you're celebrating the holiday season in December, for there to be a lot of movement around. You know, for example, here in my town, you'll get people coming back that perhaps came to university here or whatever, and then they moved away and then they're back and they're like, yeah, I came back, you know, because it's Christmas, I'm visiting the folks or whatever. So there is a natural kind of flow of old flame or old whatever. My words are terrible today, I apologise, Aquarius. There's a natural flow of people we haven't seen for a while coming back for the holidays. Let's just put it like that. And sometimes, because it's festive, it involves drinks, it involves conversations you might not have at other times of the year. Your guard is a bit down. You may be going out a bit more than normal, depending on whatever the restrictions are, wherever you are. But there's a lot more bonhomie, Christmas card exchanging, whatever you're celebrating for the holidays. There's a lot more contact. Expect this to be strangely from the past. For some of you, this is settling something with an ex or somebody that you didn't quite resolve things with the first time around. For some of you as well, this is particularly if you're either in therapy or in your own therapy. You know, there's therapy where you have an actual therapist, but there's also the stuff we do for ourselves, you know, of being human and self-discovery. Particularly being an Aquarius, you've got that inquisitive mind. So you may have looked at, I don't know, anything, past life theories, psychology, whatever it is. And that might be informing things at the moment as well, okay? So Judgment takes you back. The people involved in this go back a long way with you, even if you've only known them for a short time. It is slightly past life energy. I don't really do a lot of past life stuff because I don't completely understand it, to be honest. And also, as my mum said, there's enough to be getting on with in this life than worrying about the old ones. But when it comes up as a theme, I do sniff it out a bit like a dog, and I'm sniffing it out for you. Okay, so whatever that means to you, past life wise, and I'm just going to see over here, I'm going to pull, I've got a past life deck. I'm going to pull one, and it might make absolutely no sense to you, or it might make a load of sense to you. So this is how past life energy is a ferris. It makes no sense to me. This might just be for one or two of you. Oh, okay, that does make sense. You get the farm. I know. You may have a longing, or you may have been involved with somebody where being outside was really important. This might be an affinity with animals to do with somebody. For me, it feels like it's attached to an attachment. So it's attached to a relationship. You may have been isolated in a previous life. When it comes to past life energy, it's just weird, okay? I just accept it as being quite weird. Don't rule anything out with it. And then you also get scribe or writer. So you may have been the scribe or recorder or a writer in a previous life. And again, don't rule that out, because it feels like you could... Do you remember we were talking about you either have a therapist or you are your own therapist? You could really get somewhere here with either blogging about your own experience. You may be doing that at the moment. You may be thinking about doing that. It may be very beneficial to others. You may have a really good way with words, okay? Just have this in the background. It's a bit weird, but have it in the background. I'm going to put those up there. Okay, on the other side of Judgment, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is really, really nice because it's an ace. An ace is a clean and shiny, I was going to say newly, clean and new and shiny, and ready to start again with something. A new beginning on a very solid kind of a ground. I actually really like this for you because it's solid, and we're kind of coming into your season fairly shortly after the holidays. You know, we crash through, we go through Capricorn, and then next thing you know, we're into Aquarius. It's about January the 20th or something like that. It will be here before you know it, Aquarius, it really will. So it feels like you go back, you're forced to go back, or you choose to go back, and it causes you to come up with something quite solid. Let's have a look at the cards on the table, Aquarius. Okay, I might need to do a little bit of shifting about. Those are your two past life ones at the top, so we know what they are. These work quite well, actually. Let's just shifty them a little bit to the left. Well, no one puts baby in the corner. Why are we hiding the Ace of Cups? Excuse me, I've got allergies at the moment, even though it's winter. I don't know how I've managed that. Okay, let's look at these. So we've looked at these two overall energy cards. We've got Judgment here, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. And then we've got the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and this delicious Ace of Cups. Okay, now notice that the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, and I have to confess, Aquarius, Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles together is my favourite combination. Because what happens is, when you get this Ace of Cups, which of course is a gorgeous card to get, sometimes it's a bit over heavy on the water. Sometimes it's a bit, oh, you know, the Ace of Cups, oh my God. It can be like a relationship that just rockets for the first 6 weeks and then becomes a bit, you know, and Aquarians can be, I've got my Venus in Aquarius and I know what this is like. You can really quickly go off somebody, okay? You know this if you're an Aquarius. It's one of those little secrets that people don't talk about, that you are attracted to something that's quite shiny and new, okay? And that's good. You've got the inventor's mind, you know, that's why you can innovate. Is that even a word? You can innovate, you can come up with new ideas. You can keep up with people, but you want people to keep up with you too. So when you've got the Ace of Cups on its own, it can be like meeting someone who really knocks your socks off, and then you realise after a few days or weeks, or like maybe 3 months or whatever, that was all it was. They were good for that time. You know, they were good for 2 days, they were good for 3 weeks, they were good for 8 dates. And then that was it. That's kind of all that the connection had to offer. So when you get the Ace of Pentacles coming out with the Ace of Cups, that's a keeper. That's more longevity. So that's something which could last at least a year and beyond. It's more of what I would call love and investment. It's somebody worth investing in. Okay, this is somebody worth investing in. That's really important for you to know. This could be somebody you haven't met yet. It could be somebody you're currently involved with at the moment. It's giving me an itchy ear. What's very important though is that there are two stories. Well, there's one story here. There's somebody worth investing in, but there's also some chapter of a book that needs to be closed. And that's what this is about, very much, okay? So if you look at these cards, the Hierophant is a card that deals with being conventional. It can be commitment, marriage, it can be divorce, because that's also an institution. The Hierophant is the High Priest. It's about institutions, doing things conventionally. You know, it can be commitment, going to the next level, all that kind of thing. But it's also lessons learned and gurus and spiritual teachers and doctrine and things that you can follow. I'm also getting, and this is really weird, from this past life, this is about freedom. Living on a farm with all that open space, there is a sense of freedom. There's something in this reading about your need for freedom. And I don't know if that's because you're involved in a situation you need to break free of, or whatever it is, you're going to know that, you know, that's your thing. But it feels like your freedom is very important. Your freedom to love how you want to love is very important. Your freedom to want the kind of relationship that's worth investing in is equally important. It feels like you move something to get the freedom of choice back when it comes to close relationship. We've got the Hierophant there. We've got this 5 of Cups. 3 cups are down in the 5 of Cups. There is something to close the door on. 2 cups remain, and that's buoyed up by having the Ace of Cups over here as well. I'm like pleased to see that. But it's very important with this that you've got something tipped over and something yet to come. Okay? 9 of Swords. You've been worried about cutting something off, leaving something behind, moving from something, saying something, doing something, whatever it is. It has been worrying you. And you're right. You know, sometimes you say with the 9 of Swords, it's all in your head because the swords are above the head and it's like, you know, you don't need to worry about that. No, you're right. There is something you need to leave behind. You do need to be worried about that. But it feels like you move from worry to a plan. And it feels like that happens between now and when the sun moves into your sign on the 20th of January, which is only a few weeks. Then we have this 7 of Wands. There is a need to defend yourself, to defend your freedom. Your freedom to choose what you want to do, your freedom to be happy. Whatever it is for you, it's about defending it. You're not prepared to do it for somebody else, to make somebody else happy anymore. Okay? Then we have 4 really interesting cards here. We've already looked at the Ace, which is absolutely gorgeous. This card, by the way, it really means that whatever you do, whether you're in a situation where you don't know whether to stay or leave, or it's tricky, whatever you do, you're moving forward with 2 aces into 2022, which is gorgeous. And like I said, it's very, very balanced, because there is the earth and the pentacle with the water and the cup, okay? But these two together, these two go together. They're both difficult cards, but they both go together as well. So here we've got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is walking away from something that you love, have loved, still love, loved in the past, because we've also got the Judgment card right here, okay? So it can be an ex, somebody you already walked away from. You may be getting a feeling of deja vu about it. Eight of Cups is a difficult walk. It's a difficult decision. And they've coordinated, look, they've coordinated their shawl and their boots. That's good, because let's face it, when you walk away, you've got to look good, okay? So let's just say that. And eights are dynamic in tarot, so eights are movement. So your movement is away from something that was causing you difficulty. Next to it, we've got the Ten of Swords. The 9 moves to the 10. Notice with these two, and do you know what? I'm actually noticing this myself for the first time, and I've been reading for like 30 years or something, that where those 9 swords were poised above that person's head, they now actually fall and hit the body. It's like, this is the worst part. It's happened. Also, it might have been going on for 10 weeks, 10 months, number 10. And also with 10, 1 collapses, the 0 becomes a 1, which is the aces, okay? But you don't get to those aces without going through that 10. That's just the way it is, okay? It's not the way any of us humans would have probably designed it or want it, but it's the way it goes, isn't it? You have to the only way is through. So you find that you get this completion. Things come to a head somehow. This is something, it's a pain you already know. It may even be associated with childhood. It can be about family when it's the Ten of Swords. I always think of it as like a gathering or a group. And then here you get to reconsider something. 7 of Pentacles, the workman leaning on his hoe. He is considering how much he invested into something, whether he wants to continue that investment, whether it's worth it. Okay? And then we move into the aces. That's kind of almost like the reward you get. Let's have a look at some Romance Angel Oracle cards. And in the extended reading, I am going to be looking at how they feel about you, what's going on with this Eight of Cups, should you stay, should you go, and any kind of new breaking love developments here, okay? And what has been bothering you? What do you need to leave behind? Romance Angel Oracle cards. Okay. Right. Let's flip this back because there's too many cards on the table. What do we need to know from these lovely Romance Angel Oracle cards, please? What do we need to know about this? Oh, God. It's funny, isn't it? I know that Doreen Virtue doesn't do these cards anymore, but they're so accurate. I do love this deck. Okay. Wow. First card that plops out is Reconciliation. Someone, I can hear the cat snoring now. Someone from the past is returning to your life. Now, this may not be completely straightforward. I don't get the feeling that it is that straightforward, actually. It could be a case, and for a couple of you it will be, that someone literally comes back from the past to you. Okay, because you've got Judgment and you've got that Eight of Cups. And that will be somebody you had severed connection with at some point, or they severed connection with you, or the connection was severed. It feels like even with a person you're already involved with, it can be a reconciliation. And I don't 100% understand that, but that's what I'm getting, okay? And then you get new love. That's what I mean. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. The new person could still be the reconciliation person. It's really weird. It's like a duality. It may be that you haven't been getting on with someone so well recently, or that there's been, you know, miscommunication in a relationship or something like that. But the new person becomes like the old person renewed. Maybe for some of you it's because you took a step back with the Eight of Cups, or you take a step back with the Eight of Cups. And then the third one, trust. This situation calls for you to have faith. Have faith in that Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles as well, because it is a really, really nice combination. Okay, it's a really nice combination. I'm just going to take you an animal spirit card because I kind of feel like it. What do we need to know about this? Reconciliation, new love but old love. There's one card stuck to the back. You know, sometimes you're kind of asking for an answer and you just get the kind of reiteration. Okay. We need a third, and it's going to be that one. Okay. You get Wombat Spirit, which is be at home. Be at home in your own skin for a start. And for some of you, there is a person that feels like home, or you feel like home to them, or you feel like home to each other. I kind of do get it, actually. But then you also get, and this is really funny, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. And we get that with that Nine of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords. There is a need to let go of something to get to those aces. And it's how you kind of reconcile those two things. And then your third card is Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. Okay, not just a cheesy song, but actually a really nice card as well. It's to remind you of those aces, that the love is available, that you may have lost your confidence with this or with this person. You can definitely move forward, but whichever way this goes, there is a distancing from something that was making you unhappy, that takes you somewhere that makes you much happier. And that can't be bad, Aquarius. I'm going to go do the extended reading right now. The link is in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Namaste.